Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and in this video we're talking about a huge game coming up for the Dolphins against the Baltimore Ravens, and these last two games will determine who is not only the number one seed, guys, but number two, number three, number four. Anything could happen. The Dolphins face a very difficult road here with their final two games against the Ravens and the Bills. If we lose both of those games and the Bills win out, the Bills could win the division and have home field advantage over the Dolphins. A lot can happen here, so let's take it one game at a time. Okay, first of all, huge victory over Dallas. And guys, we have to talk about the Dolphins' offensive line coach, Butch Barry. Okay, this guy has been working with an offensive line that has been injury riddled, literally crippled all year long. And even the guys who are suited up and playing are often playing injured. Guys like Teron Armstead, who is almost always nursing an injury, yet the Dolphins putting up impressive numbers, leading the league most of the year in rushing. And in this game against Dallas, on that final drive, they needed a couple of first downs to run out the clock. And they were able to do it. Now here's the thing, guys. Dallas knew they were going to run. They knew the Dolphins desperately needed to run time off the clock. And the Dolphins were still able to do it. 5, 6, 7 yards a carry there at the end, giving them those 2 or 3 crucial first downs to run the clock down to 2 seconds. And guys, we have to talk about Jason Sanders. 5 field goals, okay, 3 of them over 50 yards. I believe one of them was for 57 yards, a career long. Jason Sanders is starting to play like he did a number of years ago. We really needed him to come through, and he did, okay? But the Dolphins have a lot going for them, guys. I'm hoping we can hold on to our offensive line coach, Butch Barry. Because if I was another team, I would be looking to hire this guy as my offensive coordinator, and he would probably quickly get promoted to head coach. So hopefully we can hold on to this guy, and the coaches around him are learning. Because look at what he's doing, guys. This is astounding. And I don't hear his name being mentioned by anyone. All I keep hearing is that the Dolphins have a great passing game, a great running game that's leading the league. But look at what they're doing with. They're doing this with a makeshift offensive line, guys. I keep talking about this, but if the Dolphins draft heavy and early on the offensive line, next year we could be unstoppable. But let's look at what we have right now. We're going to Baltimore. We have a road game against a team that right now has to be favored to not only get to the Super Bowl, but win, okay? Because they beat the 49ers convincingly, okay, on the road, okay? That game may have been a preview to the Super Bowl. Because if you ask me right now who's going to the Super Bowl, most likely it looks like the 49ers for the NFC, and most people would say the Ravens or the Bills for the NFC, because both are playing great football. But guys, you can't count out the Dolphins. Now, let's look to last year. The Dolphins played the Ravens, okay, and on the road in Baltimore, in the 4th quarter. I've talked about this a lot over the season, guys, because it's worth remembering. were down by 21 points in the fourth quarter. And what did the Dolphins do? They scored 28 points in the fourth quarter to win the game. I don't know that that's ever been done before in an NFL game. Scoring 28 points in the fourth quarter. That may have been the greatest comeback in the history of the NFL. I know teams have scored maybe 21 points to tie the game and then win it in overtime. Dolphins didn't need that. They won the game outright in the fourth quarter, scoring 28 points. That's what the Dolphins are capable of doing, guys. So, going into this game against the Ravens, even with a makeshift offensive line, we can win this game. And my question for you on the comments is, do you think the Dolphins will beat the Ravens in this game? Yes or no? I think they're going to do it, guys. I believe the Dolphins are going to come out with great urgency. Doesn't mean they're going to be passing on every play, but I believe they're going to be playing from the very first down in the first quarter as if they're in the fourth quarter and they're losing by 10 points. Okay, I think they're going to have that kind of urgency. But we know we can beat the Ravens. We can even beat them when we're losing by 21 points in the fourth quarter, guys. So we've got a lot going on here. Then we're going to have to play the Bills, guys. I believe we are up to the challenge. And guys, let me tell you something. A lot of people are saying, gee, this is the first time the Dolphins beat a good team this season. That's ridiculous. Anybody who's talking like that, guys, does not do the analysis. Okay, and I'll give you an example. The Dolphins have swept the New England Patriots this year. They have a lousy record, but are they a lousy team? I would say no, they're not a lousy team. Look how many games the Patriots have lost in the last minute of the game. Okay, so many of these games are close. And the Patriots play the Bills, I believe, next week. And guys, they are capable of beating them. A Bill Belichick coached defense. Okay. The Dolphins also beat the San Diego Chargers, first game of the year. I think the score was 36-34. Okay. The Chargers are a very good team. Are they a great team? No. But are they a good team? Sure they are. The Bills just got by them this past week. I think the score was 22-20 or something like that. They barely beat them. And that's the case most of the time when the Chargers lose. Very, very close game. The Dolphins just got by them in the opening game. Dolphins had to score something around 36 points to beat them. So guys, the Dolphins have beaten plenty of good teams. You can't just look at a team's record. The competition is very difficult, and there's a lot of good teams out there under 500. But we did beat the Cowboys. This was a huge game. We are now in the playoffs, okay? And that's the first step, guys. Because even if we lose to the Ravens and lose to the Cowboys, and we end up on the road in the playoffs, the Dolphins proved last year what they could do, okay? Because that game against the Ravens, when you're down by 21 points in the fourth quarter, it's a playoff attitude, okay? The atmosphere was there, and the Dolphins came through. We know what we are capable of doing. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you click on the like icon, send me your comments, and subscribe to my channel.